Hello, I'm Nancy Alexander from Ladybug Wreaths and Ladybug Certified. I have a quick tip for you today. This is a birdhouse. Well, you knew that, didn't you? It's a birdhouse that we bought. We bought it in different sizes that we use in our wreaths. And I just remembered something that we used to do years ago that I thought you would like. Now, sticking up here in my hand is a piece of honeysuckle vine. And I had an idea, so I'm going to try it and we're going to see how it looks. I'm going to cut off a piece of the thick piece of my honeysuckle, and I'm going to use a smaller piece. Now, this is really just cardboard, so I made a hole in the side of it with a screwdriver. My husband can never find his screwdrivers, but I always have them. I've even bought my own set and they disappear. I'm going to shoot some glue around that hole. And I'm going to slide this piece of honeysuckle in there. And what I want to do is I'm going to wrap it up and back down the base of my birdhouse. Yes, it's messy, I know. And I'm going to tie a piece of it to the first piece that I stuck in with a pipe cleaner. And I've got a lot of stuff on the end of this piece of honeysuckle vine, and I'm not going to be using it all, but I'm not going to cut it off just yet. Okay, now we'll hide that later with some moss. Now, I can see I'm going to need to cut off a piece of this and just to get it out of my way. Sometimes you have to fight with honeysuckle. Ooh, look at there. That piece is perfect. So I'm going to trim some of this other off. And I don't think I need the one coming out the front at all. It's making my birdhouse not stand up straight anyway. Just use your imagination and see what's going to happen, see how it's going to look, if it's going to fall over. I'm getting my sweater covered with pieces of honeysuckle vine and leaves. Now, I am actually making an arrangement out of this birdhouse. And I want to stick this little piece in right here because I want it to curl around. It's kind of... Now over on this side, I'm going to tie it on again with one of these little pieces of my pipe cleaner that I had left. And there's a couple of places in the back where the honeysuckle vine is touching the birdhouse. I'm just going to shoot a little bit of glue on it and put a little dab of sheet moss right on top of it. You know, we always use our sheet moss. It comes in handy. It hides all kind of stuff. I need to put some more on the back to hide where I just tied another piece together. I'll turn it around and let you see it. I gotta get all this off my counter. Alright, that's too long. And right here is where I just tied two pieces together, put a little piece of sheet moss on top of it. Now I want to make just a little shelf right here, because look what I'm going to put beside the bird nest. Beside the birdhouse. A cute little bird nest. So I'm going to, and that one's not going to wrap, so I'm going to cut it off. It's really big. I'll get another pipe cleaner and tie these together right here. Now this is going to be wild. You don't have to make it as wild as I like to make mine. And then I've got a little green garland. There's not much to it, just some little small leaves that I'm going to wrap on this also. Wrap around this. Ouch. Ooh. Got burned again. No, I don't. I don't know if y'all heard that. I'm using Kim's glue gun again today. Mine comes out really slow, so I have to just sit here and pump it. Hers, I just barely touch it and it just comes flowing everywhere. And she just said, "You don't get along with my glue gun, do you?" I'm even stuck to my counter. No, I don't get along with Kim's glue gun. All right, now I made a spot where I want to put a nest and eggs, but Kim will hand me that green garland. I'm going to use some of this first and wrap it around. Boy, my hand's still burning. Now, I'm going to need another hole in the side of this birdhouse. Well, these things are just made so, they're pretty and they're lightweight, so it makes them really good to go in wreaths. But it also makes it really, really easy to stick something in them. And I'm getting hung up on stuff all around me. And I'm going to come around the top. No, I don't want it to come. I want it to come around the middle. Well, it's hard to work from the back and not see what I'm doing. I'm trying to do it where y'all can see it. All right, that's looking better. Now I've got one more end right here. What I'm going to do is make another hole inside the birdhouse, into the birdhouse, where I can stick this last little piece in. I'm going to shoot some glue in there. And stick this end. Kind of curled it a little bit so it'll stay. Boy, I am really making a mess. Knocking my glue off. Now I've got some of these that are a little bit too wild. I'm going to cut off the back. That was some of my honeysuckle vine. And these are just so easy to work with. I can have one curling up here, and wrapping around the honeysuckle vine. That helps to secure it anyway, but it looks like it just has curled around it like it does in nature. So, right in there, I'm going to put a pretty good size lump of moss, and I'm going to hold it in there with my screwdriver rather than my finger. Now, I'll tell you a secret about a bird nest. I want it to stay on the side of that, but the only way for it to stay on the side securely is I'm going to use picks. And actually, I'm going to use 2 long ones. These are 6-inch picks. I'll put it in with one like that, but then when I come in with this one at this angle, it will never come out. Let's see, so if I want it to sit like that, you got to go at this angle. I have to kind of talk to myself and figure it out. Now, it's going into the it's going into the base of the birdhouse. I need to raise it up just a little bit. Okay. Don't worry about the tip of it showing because I'm going to cover it up. Then I'm going to come in from the other side at a different angle and stick it into the side of this cardboard birdhouse. Hammer it in a little bit if you need to. Cut off the tips. Now these tips that I'm cutting off are the tips that had the wire on them. And I see that I'm going to need one more pointing in from the top. And I'm going to cut a little bit closer so you don't see my pipe cleaners. So you don't see my picks. Boy, my floor's a mess over here, y'all. Okay. Just a little bit of moss here and there to hide. I don't want to hide the eggs, but I do want to hide the ends of the picks that I just stuck in there. Thank you. Kim's got me some birds. A bumblebee. Yay. Now I'm going to use this pick to push this moss down in there a little bit lower. Look how cute. I'm sorry, I got to see the front for a minute. I've only been seeing the back. I think I might need 2 birds. I think I need a bird, this bigger bird right here, but then maybe a little tiny one sitting up higher somewhere. Now, to put our birds in, I use picks. These are foam birds, so I can stick it into the bottom of the bird. And then I usually pull it back out, put a little glue, and stick it in again. And I'm going to cut this pick off at a point. Now it's going to go into the birdhouse at an angle. And don't do what I did and just broke his beak. But I can glue him back on, because we really don't have time to get out another bird right now. I put too much pressure on his little beak, y'all. I'm sorry. Oh, look there. Can't even tell as long as I don't touch him right now. Now, I think we need another little baby one perched over. I'm sorry, he's got a wire on him, but I got to turn him toward me so I can tie him on. He's got two little wires hanging out the bottom, so I'm going to twist those onto this stem. And these are so tiny and fine, I'm not going to even cut those off. I'm just going to just stick it right up in there, put a little glue. And a little bit more moss. Now, you hear stuff crunching underneath my feet. Kim, can I have a mushroom? Oh, I've got some mushrooms. Okay, these are our preserved mushrooms. You can get those at ladybugcertified.com if you want to find any. I'm cutting the stick off because it looks to me like it kind of needs a little base right there. I'm going to make another hole with my, look how easy that is. Make another hole. And I'm going to put a little glue around the base of the mushroom. See if I can find that hole. There it is. And it slides right in. I'm going to turn it upside down to make sure it stays right where I want it. Tuck some more moss up underneath there that'll help hold it. And it'll need a little bit more moss right up on the top. Now, the cute little bumblebee. There's lots of places this little bee could go. He could sit up on top. He could sit on the side of this. I like him there. Do you like him there? He's got little legs that you can bend, and he'll hold on pretty good. So I'm just gonna shoot a little bit of glue right up underneath him and push him down tightly on this honeysuckle loop. I'm going to bend those legs down around it a little bit. He's not going anywhere. Okay. Now, look how quickly I made that. I know that you can find an inexpensive garland at a craft or a hobby store. You can go out in the woods and you can get honeysuckle vine. You can find these little birdhouses, small ones, or you can do it on a small one too. It doesn't have to be this tall. But that made a whole arrangement all by itself. Just starting with a birdhouse. You don't have to put it into a wreath. You don't have to put it into an arrangement. If you just wrap stuff around and just see how it turns out, it'll be great. Well, I've enjoyed talking to you today and giving you a tip, a little hint about something that Kim and I just remembered we used to do years ago. Send me a picture after you do yours. I'd love to see it. It's been nice getting to visit with you today. Thanks a lot. Come back again. Bye.